Popularity's going up. As soon as my popularity gets to like 70 or 80%, I'm gonna have a press conference just be like, taking my talents to New York City. The people of Detroit have treated me very well.
An interconference affair lined up for you today as the Phoenix Suns come in for this one. Glad to have you with us for more NBA action. I'm Kevin Harlan, introducing the rest of the 2K broadcast team. Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and sideline reporter Doris Burke. You look at Detroit.
Last time we played the Suns,
a dramatic change this season to the
we played in
last year
Phoenix,
in terms of the record, guys.
and I think they beat us by 8 or 9
for the
points.
Pistons,
I don't think it was 10.
actually
But it was
been
pretty
right
close.
about where you'd expect them to be, guys. Right
I've
in
been
the
playing
middle of the pack.
a whole lot better. And I think we've won.
Place for franchise.
We've won, yeah. I mean, like, 6 and 9 now. We've won 6 of our last
It'd be interesting to see
7 games. I think the only game I've lost has been against Oklahoma City. Or no,
Beasley and Stoll.
Oklahoma City and New York. So 6 of my last 8.
And it's Gortat in at the center. And for the Pistons, Rodney Stuckey and Tayshaun Prince, the 2 wings. Beast out there with Greg Monroe. And it's Knight in at the 1 spot.
Yeah, no big man down there. Make the shot.
Kicks to Prince. Second chance shot.
Almost got 2 rebounds.
And it's Phoenix's ball. And they played the Pistons once earlier in the season.
Nah, I want to play my career.
They won the game, and
I might figure it out some other time, but
I mean, they got some key points from their reserve.
My career is what I like to play.
Now, here is Knight.
Pretty much the whole reason I buy the NBA games. Oh my God.
Jacks up a 3.
Nice. Well, he's going to start complaining about how the fact that he's not passing the ball.
He does. I mean, they weren't anywhere near him on that possession.
Steve talked about the contribution they got from their bench to winning this matchup last time, Clark, and it was a great game for them in that regard.
Kevin, it really was. I mean, the depth they have was apparent on that day.
That's
I mean,
a block.
There was no drop-off when they went to their bench.
That's a block. Stuff to right in his
Coach has to be
face.
extremely confident knowing that his reserves can handle their weight.
Knight passes to Monroe. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Monroe's got his first basket. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Dragic with it, and it's Knight picking him up. Back to Scola. Over Prince. Again, Scola missing.
Well, the staple for Lawrence Frank has been the defensive philosophy that he's held over the years. And of course, he was Doc Rivers' main assistant in Boston 2 seasons ago. And he brought that Celtic-style defense with him to Detroit, forcing everything baseline into help.
Gortat with the block.
Dang.
Fast break, here come the Suns. Dragic is running, and stolen by Knight. Here's the Beast. First quarter of ball, almost.
Oh, it was horrible. But he still got it back.
And
And
one.
one.
Thinking about that, Steve, I remember the
pass was terrible.
from last year.
Basically
where he
threw it at
called a no middle,
other guy's knee.
no paint team. Clark, certainly coincides with what Steve just said and what I'm sure you want to talk about.
Well, I think it goes with the whole mentality of the franchise, Steve. For so long, they've been the pinnacle of team defense, and it's nice to see them looking to get back to that under Frank. It's a little strange to not have the Suns in the playoffs for a consecutive year last year. They came close, but ended up finishing 3 games back of the 8th playoff spot.
Here's Dragic. He picked up 18 points in the last one against Cleveland.
He put a lot of pressure on his opponent defensively, too. He had 3 steals in that game.
That's good. Beasley's got his second basket of the night.
Tell you what, he can be an offensive
Always
force
want me
when he's
playing
on top
those
of his game, guys, and he usually is on top of his game.
back to what you said about
bad
the
pass,
Suns.
but
This
it's going to be an
franchise
assist.
has had such an easy time making the
Oh,
playoffs
no,
for
I
the
guess
past couple
not.
decades that
I guess it's
even
because
2
they
years
hit
with no
one of them or
playoffs seems
something.
like a drought for them. Steve, you know that firsthand. You were the general
Whatever. We got
manager there at one time.
Yeah, it's been such a successful franchise over the last 40-plus years, Kevin, that it surprises you when they're not in the postseason. But this is how the NBA works. It goes in cycles, and right now they're in a little bit of a down spell.
Dragic kicks to Gortat. Rebound.
That's
Detroit.
mine. My
Push
rebound.
for a win against Portland.
As a team in that game, they shot the ball incredibly well, and that was the #1 reason they came out on top.
And it was no fluke. I mean, they were as in sync as you could hope for, really working hard and creating quality shots. And they did it time and time again.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Lawrence Frank. We talked about some of the matchups he'll be watching in this game, and he told me I'll be looking at how we deal with Marcin Gortat inside. He's a guy who can score in any number of ways, posting up, pulling up from outside, or rolling to the rim. And he's also a factor on the glass. Guys, Gortat might not be a household name, but he's an impact.
He's got like a popped collar and a trucker hat.
Question.
Thank you, Doris.
Silver aviator
Suns
sunglasses.
have never really been a formidable team on the road in recent years, and last season was pretty much par for the course. They finished 14-19 away from home, and that was part of why they missed the postseason.
You look back on the recent seasons of the Sun, they just can't seem to get any momentum away from Phoenix. I mean, even when they last won the division, Steve, they weren't too great traveling.
Getting all those rebounds.
From Arizona.
Well, it's kind of a rebuilding or retooling situation for the team, Kevin, and they've had to start making a transition for the future, but they're kind of stuck in no man's land, and that's why they drafted Kendall Marshall to be their point guard of the future, and it's going to take some time, but you know the NBA kind of runs in cycles, and right now the Suns are trying to get back on that up cycle.
Here's Beasley following the score by Tayshaun Prince. Can't get it to go.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Up top, Knight. 11 points for him in that last game against Portland. There's a screen. Shot clock at 6. Here's Prince, and the Pistons getting another bucket right there.
Now you talk about Pistons head coach Lawrence Frank. He has a reputation for hard work, very meticulous. He's a guy who had a big pedigree in his basketball career to lean on, so he really made his way with.
And there's the feed today. Shoots over Dudley. And there's another one for the Pistons.
Well, I'll tell you what, they are dialed in offensively, guys. I think they look really well prepared for this game.
And they've rode that early hot streak to a big lead here in the first.
Marshall dishes to Gortat. Out of bounds. Suns ball as Phoenix keeps possession. And Lawrence
the string's
Frank,
bugging out.
Steve, not a guy who played the game at a high level.
I can't see.
You think that's an
chat is sometimes really weird.
Well, it
no
just
idea
depends. I mean, you know,
if I
if
even
you
have any
can
viewers or not.
prove to your players that you're worthy of being their coach, then they don't care if you played or not. And I think that's the case with Lawrence Frank. I mean, the players see how hard he works. They see his passion for the game. They see how smart he is. So there may be a week or two early on where they're kind of sizing him up. But in the end, once they figure out what he's all about, I think there's no problem there.
There's 47 seconds left in the first. Out to McGinnis. And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line.
The screams from the
players.
The Pistons have an interesting group of players, young guys who, you know, the question mark with them is, can they fit together? They got a nice center in Greg Monroe. They got Knight from Kentucky. He's a little bit of a tweener. They also have Rodney Stuckey in the backcourt, who's a tweener. So will the pieces fit? I think that's the big question.
It's so weird.
And he makes the first but misses the second. Well, for Detroit, it seemed that they just had been collecting talent and worrying about having it work together later. Not a knock on them, Clark, just doing what rebuilding teams, I guess, just need to do.
Yeah, Kevin, but eventually you have to identify roles and then plug players into specific roles in order for it to work. You can't just get talent and have the same uniform and feel like you're going to automatically be a team.
And that one's good by Maggette.
Well, they've done a lot of their damage from mid-range here, guys. I mean, knocking down those shots with regularity.
Yeah, how about 8 of their last 10 points, guys, coming off that mid-range area jump shot. So it shows you don't have to be at the rim to score.
He kicks to Johnson. Over Maggette. And the basket by Johnson. Johnson's got his first bucket of the night. Now here's Bynum. There's the pick. Over Marshall. No good on the buzzer beater. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard.
30.
Pistons lead by 12. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
Nothing like NBA action. So come out to a Pistons game and enjoy the show. The Beast, a terrific starring attraction.
The Beast.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And Stephen Clark, Pistons pretty much in control here.
Pretty good start defensively. This club forced some mistakes and took advantage, and that's how they've built this lead.
And they've built the lead because not only have they
for the Phoenix Suns, they're coming off a good outing against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
And they played outstanding team defense in that win, Clark. Nobody got stuck on an island. Everybody was helping. Great rotations. It really looked like they were together in that game.
Yeah, and even when they were rotating different players in and out, Steve, I thought their communication was 5-star, and the teamwork was very strong.
On the court for the Suns, Markieff Morris and Marcin Gortat are down low. Dragic is out there with Brown, and it's Beasley in at the small forward position. Here's Dragic. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Pistons leading by 11.
Well, Dragic back with the Phoenix Suns, the team that originally
that
drafted
spin
him.
move.
Hey, that was me, by the way. Anyway, he got traded to Houston, now back in Phoenix to replace Steve Nash. And it makes a lot of sense. Dragic has experience playing under Alvin Gentry, playing in Phoenix, very comfortable in this environment. And replacing Steve Nash will not be easy.
Oh, I should have had
I think Dragic is probably more suited to do it than anybody else.
Round with it, and it's Knight picking him up. That cuts the lead to single digits. Brown's got 5. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2.
For Dragic, that's no easy task. He won't outright replace Nash, but he is a very efficient point man and will help transition the Suns out of the Nash era.
Pistons have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight.
Guys, this has been one of the weaknesses for this team all season long. They're shooting just 71% as a team.
And Kevin, it's something they've been working very hard to correct and to change. I mean, they know how important it is to fix that inability at the free throw line.
Here's
really
what
terrible.
Detroit's going with right now.
Even gave me an F.
Checked in for Maxey. Austin Day comes
That's
in
how
for
terrible
Corey
it
Maggette.
was.
And it's Bynum in for Rodney Stuckey. And for the Suns, Channing Fries checked in for Gortat. Johnson comes in for Michael Beasley. And Telford in for Shannon Brown. Here's the Beast.
Oh, man.
The Suns go
Had a good move. Bad layup.
They'll take on the Raptors at Toronto. They're in the midst of this long 6-game road trip. That will be game 4.
Yeah, you know that Toronto game has a lot of attention on it.
Line him up top. He's guarded by Johnson. Up top, Knight. 5 points in the game. And
Nice
Day gets it to go. Day's got his second basket of the game. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Thanks, Kevin. The
My stats
Beast
are garbage.
in their last matchup against
Garbage,
the
I tell
Trailblazers
you.
made some major contributions. He had 9 points and pulled down an enormous 8 rebounds. This was a big win for him and his team as they snap a losing streak with that win, guys.
Doris, as always, you're great.
Come on.
Thank you so much. Definitely, Clark, a game to be proud of, and I
Pretty
can't
sure they
say
have
that
a
I'm surprised.
Well, we know he's got all
mechanism
the
there,
fundamentals in
making
the
his
building.
help shots.
Talent is there. When you put together a stat line and
I'm shooting like, for the season, I'm shooting like
that's
60%.
a recipe for success and some good eating, too.
Tonight, I haven't made a single
Goes back
basket.
to food with you guys.
The Suns making a change here. Marshall's checked in. They set the pick. Here's Day with the lead pass. The Beast. The layup missed. Suns trail by 8.
That was pathetic.
Johnson
That's
kicks to
horrible.
Marshall.
I should be shot.
He dishes it to Telfair.
I might be shot.
Good ball movement here by the Suns. No good from Fry.
You know, Coach Alvin Gentry has done a nice job in Phoenix, maintaining that high-scoring style that they've established over the last decade. He's also made them and kept them respectable defensively. Good job there, Kevin, getting himself a little space on the inside.
Telfair kicks to Johnson. Gets the 14-footer to fall.
That's too bad. That is too bad.
Pistons leading by 8. And Steve, before Alvin Gentry took over, the Suns toyed with the slower pace, but he got them back to running, and he's not looked back.
Yeah, Gentry did an amazing job in Phoenix when he took over as head coach, and that's why he's still there. He really gained the trust of the players right away. He got back to that style that's really most conducive to that talent. And, you know, now it's going to be interesting. Without Nash, you know, can you still run with Goran Dragic running the point? I think so.
Nice.
But this will be Gentry's biggest challenge now, not being able to rely on one of the great point guards of all time.
That was a nice, strong one-hand jam there.
Yeah, brought it back and ripped it down.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's nice.
Here's Morris.
Oh, man, I wasn't even there.
Following the
Stopped him
offensive
from
rebound.
getting the rebound. Got knocked
Morris
over,
has got
pushed
his
out of
first 2
bounds.
points of the night. Here's the Beast.
Well, last season
Count it.
with the
Fuck.
condensed schedule, we saw teams really preserving their star players in the regular season, limiting their minutes.
I don't
And
like
frankly,
Fallout
I think
3,
it's something that
actually.
should be done every season to save their energy for when it matters
Not
most.
a
I think it's a
fan.
good philosophy. They're a poor free throw shooting team, and they've been true to form so far.
So for the Pistons, Charlie Villanueva's checked in for Drummond.
Oh,
Prince
man.
comes in for Austin Day.
Even my free
Rodney
throws are
Stokes
horrible.
subbed
I
in
could
for
have 4
Brendan
points
Knight.
now. Playing like a
Upside
chump.
Brown. Dragic is guarded by Stuckey. And the jam by Shannon Brown.
I'm not sure if any play is going to top that one.
Maybe the only play that could beat it is another alley-oop jam.
Yeah.
Even then, it'd be hard to execute it any better than that one.
Pistons leading by 9. Going back to what Clark was just talking about, an interesting stat over the last 8 years. There have been almost 100 occasions of players who logged over 3,000 minutes in a season. And get this, none of those players, Steve, none of them went on
Finally.
to win the title.
That's amazing.
First
Kevin.
basket
And
from the-
I think
from the
of
field
Greg
today.
Popovich and his handling of Tim Duncan the last couple of years.
20%.
Limiting
Horrible.
his minutes and allowing him to extend his career. And the Spurs had another terrific season a year ago. So I think it's something that
No,
you have to try
not even-
to
I
do
mean,
as
I've
a
played it
coach. It's
before.
difficult because you don't want to lose your job, but you've got to be able to.
But I haven't
try
played
to
it in a long
extend
time. I
guys'
think the last time I
careers
played a
and
WWE game
improve the
was on the
quality of
Nintendo
their
Switch.
play by cutting down their minutes. They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight
I've
points,
thought about
guys, all
getting
coming
Mad.
inside the paint.
And Steve, if I'm them, I
don't
keep
think I
going
will
right
now.
to the heart of that defense like they have been
got
until
NBA.
they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, take everything you can get in there.
From past the arc. A rebound by Villanueva.
What was that?
Well, Rodney Stuckey is a guy who's steadily improved since entering the league. And last year, the Pistons reward him with a pretty big contract. A guy who can play either guard spot, and I think he's best suited as a scorer.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Greg Monroe. And so we wrap up the first half. The Pistons on top, They lead by 13.
43.
And join us right back.
If they had
here
a demo,
after the
I'll
break
give
for
it a
the start
shot.
of the
Sure.
second half.
I
And
didn't
now,
plan on
brought to
purchasing
you
it.
by Sprint.
But if I play the demo,
Well, it's halftime on 2K
and I like
Sports.
it, yeah, I'll
This is
probably
Damon
pick it up.
Bruce.
The thing I used to like so much, and I mean, I guess you can tell me if they have this now. The thing I used to love about
Welcome
playing
back, everyone, to the
WWE
start of the
games
second half.
is
Big margin on our
kind of like
hands, but
what
we'll
I
see
love
if that
doing
gap
about
narrows
like
down
MLB The
in
Show
the
or
third and
NBA
fourth
2K
quarters.
is making your
Greg
own
Monroe with a
dude
strong contribution
and kind
so
of
far
going
in
through a
this one.
storyline with him. So
Not a
like
whole lot
when I
the defense
played
can do because
on the
he's
Nintendo
showing
64,
the
I
entire
made a
repertoire
guy
down on the block.
and then went through the
Yeah, he sure
storyline
is.
and
It's
all
been
that
a
kind of
post-move
like
clinic
you
down
actually
there
got
from
your own
him so far.
storyline.
I
That's
mean,
what I mean.
you think they'll keep feeding
I was
him
like
the
kinda
ball
doing
just
that.
because he's been so effective down there? Give it to him.
With it.
The Beast, he's in at the 4 spot. Rodney Stuckey and Tayshaun
There we
Prince,
go.
the 2 wings. Brandon Knight is out there with Greg Monroe. That's the 5 and the 4
Calm
for the
down.
Pistons.
Calm down, Calvin.
You know, sometimes guys with new ownership, drastic
I
changes
jumped
are made.
way
But the
too
Pistons pretty much held firm last year, although they did add Lawrence Frank as their head coach, who did a nice job. But I think Detroit is really looking to keep this core group of young players together and see if they can develop.
There's the pick. To the paint. Here's the Beast. And out the bucket.
There we
And
go.
that reminds me, did either of you guys see him in that last press conference?
I saw him, Kevin, and I thought it was interesting. He talked about what an honor it was to get that type of recognition. Talked about how he's dreamt about playing in the NBA and being.
Yeah,
on
I'll
magazine
check out
covers
the stuff
since he
for
was
it.
a kid.
Maybe I'll rent it.
But he doesn't want it to change his focus. You know, and
I haven't
it's
played him in
easy
so
to do.
long, I don't know if
Once
it's
you
still
start
kinda like
feeling
my
pretty
style
happy
of
about
game.
the way things are going, you maybe forget about the effort that it took to get there in the first place.
You know, I think his approach is a good way to keep it, in the right
Oh,
perspective.
stuffed.
And the shot is good. Gortat's got 4 points now in the quarter. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Stuckey against Brown. Prince, the pass to Monroe. Shoots over Gortat.
Oh, I missed that rebound.
It's hauled in by the Suns. Back to Detroit always seems to be their MO throughout the various sports. Get a solid core and grow out from there.
Yeah, it's called organic growth. You know, the Pistons really haven't made a big splash in free agency, at least in the NBA. The Pistons have
Soul
always
Calibur.
gathered their talent through the draft, and that's worked for them.
I think we've had this conversation before.
Knight dishes
I'm
to
not
Stuckey.
good at fighting games, so I usually
Here's
don't
the Beast.
play them very
Skull
often.
is there. Here's the Beast.
Oh,
With the fadeaway.
the last Soul Calibur
The
I
Beast's got 10
have.
points in the
I
game.
don't even know if I have it
And
anymore.
all 10 of their
I'm trying to
last
look at my
points have come
PlayStation 2
inside
games.
the
and
paint,
still
so
doing this.
defensively you've got to make an adjustment.
Yeah, you got to.
The last time I got, so the last one I got was when they started including special characters in the different versions that you bought. So like you bought Soul Calibur on the GameCube, you got Link,
Shot
that
clock
kind of
at
thing.
5.
Or maybe yeah, it
Here's
was,
Beasley. Detroit with the
and then if
rebound.
you bought it on
Monroe's got 6 rebounds
Xbox,
here
you got the
tonight.
Master Chief. Or even Star Trader. I don't
Stuckey
even
gets a
remember.
screen from Monroe. Back to Stuckey.
That was terrible. Why did I
And
do that?
taken away by Brown. And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Fellas, the Phoenix Suns aren't one of the top-tier defensive teams in the league, but last season
Was it
they
Spawn?
did have their best defensive efficiency of the last 4 seasons. One of the possible keys, they simplified things. Jared Dudley said, we're running just one pick-and-roll coverage and covering the post one certain way. Before, when you had 3 or 4 ways of covering, you'd get mixed up. Kevin?
Well, Doris, sometimes it makes sense to keep it simple. Thanks. Gortat with the rebound. Suns trail by 9. Ahead. And Shannon Brown, the bucket on the assist by Beasley. And that's 11 points for Shannon Brown.
Well, after trailing for so long, they are knocking on the door here.
Well, with this great stretch, Steve, it just seems to be a matter of time before they actually take the lead.
Gets the bucket. Monroe's got 18 points.
Boy, he's been good offensively tonight. I really like what I've seen.
Yeah, but that was the
against
last Soul
Brown.
Calibur.
There's the dish to Dragic.
Like if somebody had Soul Calibur and they're like, hey, you want to play?
Feeds it
Sure,
to
I'll play
Scola.
at their place or whatever.
And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist.
I don't buy
Soft
them.
defense
I don't buy
right
fighters.
there. Way too soft.
Because they make me rage. I'm so bad at them.
Now, here is Knight. He's guarded by Dragic. Down low. Stucky.
Oh.
And the layup is good. And the Pistons lead by 9.
3 straight buckets.
Yeah, I
in the
could probably
paint.
pick a
They're
few of them
making
up
it
for
look
pretty
effortless.
cheap right now.
Well, speaking of effortless, you'd like to see a little more out of the defense. How about trying, guys?
Lets it fly from 18. Rebounded by Greg Monroe. Monroe's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Stucky. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, I'm never sure what position Stucky plays. He's not really a point. He's not really a 2. I think what he is more than anything is a scorer. He's got a strong body. He's got a nice touch on the ball.
There's a few games that I want to go back and pick up. I actually have a few games in my library that I haven't even
because
played
Stucky
yet.
has that size of a 2 guard.
So it always makes me feel bad whenever I buy
guarding
any
him
game.
and still
Like when
get
I
the
bought
shot
the
to
WoW
fall
expansion,
because of his size and
Guild Wars
strength.
2.
At
Like, I
worst,
just feel terrible because I've got Gears of War 3. I haven't played that. I own it. I just haven't played it. Alan Wake. I own that. Haven't played it.
There's the screen. Inside. And stolen by Scola. Now Dragic. He has 6. The pass to Scola. Over Prince. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits.
I don't like his body language, guys, right now. He looks like he's completely out of rhythm.
Knight kicks to Maggette. Shoots over Dudley. No good from Maggette.
Gotta like the defense not quitting on the play and getting a hand
pathetic,
in the face.
Sure do. With a tough defender breathing down your neck, that makes it not an easy shot.
No good from Dragic.
It's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it wasn't right in his face.
I also have Ghostbusters, the video game. Now, keep in mind, I bought a lot of these games. Well, so Alan Wake I got for free
because
I live in Seattle, so I did game testing for Microsoft.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Just for showing
Back to Scola. Tayshaun Prince with the rebound.
That's what Alan Wake is.
Prince has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
A very rough quarter for him as not much is falling right now.
Knight passes to Maggette. Here's the screen.
Ghostbusters, the game I got from Hollywood Video when they were going out of business. Got it for like $3.
Suns trail by 13. Dragic with it, and it's Knight picking him up. That is good.
If I play WoW, it will be WoW.
In the quarter.
No, they're just getting hammered inside and really need to find a way to be tougher down there. They got to be physical. They got to man up in there.
Wow.
I agree. I mean, you look at the points they're giving up. Most of them seem to be coming inside the paint.
Hit his leg. And it's being called a kickball.
Oh, and then I get all these games for... I have the PlayStation Network Plus. So they give you free games all the time. So I've got like the Ratchet & Clank collection. I've got Sly Cooper. Got Space Marine. Warhammer 40K Space Marine.
Rebounded by Dudley.
So many games.
The Suns shooting in this game 45%.
Little Big Planet 2.
Here's Dragic. And the lead is down inside single digits. Dragic has got 8. Pistons leading by 9.
Take it, Knight.
Now, here is Knight. 12 points for him. It's Prince on the wing. Pulls from the top of the key. And he hits the jump shot. 10 points for him.
That's what a good solid screen will do for you. Gets you a good look at the hoop.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Dudley. Vicious to Scola. Kicks it to Dragic. Suns moving the ball around. Just 5 on the clock. Beasley for 3. Prince with the defensive effort.
Throw it up.
Cannot hit. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Pistons lead by 11. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills.
Nothing like NBA action. So come out to a Pistons game and enjoy the show. The Beast, a terrific starring attraction, not to be missed. So get your tickets now. Remember, you are the home court advantage.
Fourth quarter getting going here. It's time for the Sprite Uncontainable Game. Doris Burke at the report. Hi, Doris.
Hi, Kevin. The uncontainable game in this one goes to the Pistons. They had a plan to get an edge in this one, and they executed it perfectly. Hard to see them giving this one away in the final period.
All right, Doris, thanks.
You better not give it away. Oh my gosh, they got it.
We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Monroe, Gortat covering. That is good. Monroe's got
Saints Row the third. Oh yeah,
Suns trail by 9.
I definitely have that. I have it on PC and
pulling out the wings of Brown and Dudley.
A while ago, my goal was to 100% it.
I
think I'm at like 96%.
You know, if their plan was to keep going inside a ton, it sure has paid off. I mean, it seems like every bucket they get is in the lane.
Well, no reason to take an outside shot if you're scoring at will from inside the paint.
Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Brown. The feet to Gortat. Back to Brown.
Oh, man, that was a real hard it up.
That
I can't imagine that we'll see one better than that tonight.
I'm with you on that, aren't you, Steve?
Oh, yeah, I'd be shocked if we saw something more entertaining than that one.
That was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of
Saints Row the third was the first Saints Row I got. And my buddy keeps telling me I have to pick up 2.
Maggette right side.
And
it's going to be a 3-second call. Here's what Phoenix has lined up on their schedule.
He said 2 is better than 3.
For them, they'll take on the Raptors.
I don't know if it's true or not.
That'll be game 4 of this 6-game road trip. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Phoenix.
But I do want to get Saints Row 2 later on down the line. That I could probably get really cheap.
Suns trail by 5.
XCOM, no. No, never played any of them.
Dragic kicks to Gortat. Beasley. Brown outside. He kicks it to Scola.
Please be a bad shot. Yeah.
Shot misses. Now the Pistons take it the other way. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Knight with it. Guarded now by Michael Beasley. And the shot is good.
The original XCOMs are free.
Gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Scola kicks to Dragic. He passes.
Are they just freeware because they've been out for so long, or are they free?
He dishes it to Scola.
Oh, that block!
It's blocked.
That's 3 blocks today.
Pistons leading by 7. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Monroe with a screen on Brown. Maggette dishes to Stuckey. Lock at 6. Over Brown. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Suns trail by 7.
I am on PS3 Airhead.
Goes right up. More time.
Is that another block? Did I get another one?
Shot is blocked. And now the Pistons fast break. Here's Knight. Good. Brandon Knight. So it's Phoenix now. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Outside Scola.
What are the XCOMs? Are they like sci-fi spaceship games?
Overnight. Phoenix no good that time either. The Pistons have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. On the wing, Stuckey. Here's the Beast. Feeds it to Knight. Passes it to Stuckey. Maggette outside. Back to Stuckey. Gets to the corner and buries it. And it's an 11-point Piston lead.
He got that one, but he hasn't been producing the way we're accustomed to.
Oops, Drink Coco 7. Yeah, just send me an invite.
Rim is shaking.
Now we're cooking.
I don't play a lot of online. I'm gonna warn you right now.
Breathtaking display.
I play mostly my player.
Aerial
That's what I like the
supremacy,
most.
no doubt.
It's
Or my
almost
career.
unfair, guys. I mean, when you can get up that high, that's crazy.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. Lawrence Frank was just going over the plan with his team. His advice clear-cut. I want to see you playing to win, not playing not to lose. I don't care what the lead is. We do not back off.
Oh, sorry. Oops. Shit. I'll just leave it up for a couple of seconds. It's just Drink Coke 07. It's the name I use when I can't get techno.
Screen by Scola. Easily outside. Beasley left side. Here's Dragic from outside.
Oh, shit.
They grabbed their own
I
miss.
should have got that rebound.
Scola kicks to Dragic.
I always jump too early.
Now the pass to Brown. Scola sets a screen for Brown. He feeds it to Scola.
Oh,
Here's
block
the
number 4.
But he recovers it. Pass to Beasley. They shoot again. Scooped up. Here's Gortat. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
He's starting to pick up his game in this half.
Pistons leading by 9. Stuckey outside. Back to Monroe.
that
And
was
good
good.
coming on the assist by Rodney Stuckey. Stuckey's got his 5th assist in this one. Here's Dragic. Dishes to Beasley. Kicks it to Dragic. No one near him. Rebounded by the Pistons. Monroe's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Knight against Brown. Good look. Again, the Pistons good for 2.
His touch has looked much better than it did in the first half.
Timeout call. The Suns.
I don't, well, I mean, so I really like watching
for the
hockey
Suns.
live.
They
I
were
don't really
once
like
the
watching
cream of the
TV,
crop in the West.
I haven't bought a hockey game in a long
About
time,
5 or 6 year
and the
stretch.
reason is
They were near
that
the top
I
or
don't
at
really
the top of that conference.
care
But
for
they've
playing hockey
transitioned
anymore.
the last couple of years into a team that's kind of right on the bubble.
I don't play
making the
all
playoffs
sports games.
year
It's
after
mostly
year,
only
and,
NBA.
It's a tough position to be in.
And I'll
And
play
it's
Madden
Detroit's ball.
sometimes. I usually don't buy it, though. I usually just rent it. I just get my Madden fix out of the way. NBA I played
That's good.
for a long
Knight's
time.
got
And then
13
MLB The
points here
Show
in the second half alone.
I bought for a few years.
You know, he didn't
Other
need
than
to
that, I
make
don't
the
really buy a lot
layup
of sports
complicated. I
games.
mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Here's Beasley. That's in coming off an assist from Dragic. 18 points for Beasley. And you hear the term bubble teams, and it really isn't where you want to be. They aren't getting high draft picks, but keep getting beat out for a playoff spot.
Yeah, that's kind of the no man's
Get
land
someone
zone,
to get
if
it.
you will. Suns have been trapped in that area for the last few
Oh,
years
I got
now. You
blocked.
have to think they'll
I
start
shouldn't have gone up there.
considering how they need to rebuild here soon.
Lets it go from 11. No good from Dragic.
Nothing
I don't
working
know.
for him here. He's just really struggling to find the basket.
They continue to barrel their way inside, and when's the defense going to
Probably.
Well, I'm
The thing
asking
about
same
Black
question
Ops, or the
myself,
thing about the
partner. I
Modern
mean, that's
Warfare
8
games,
points
is
out
they're
of their
so
last 10
popular
coming inside.
that
Prince's
somebody
shot is
in my
good.
family will give it to me for Christmas.
Suns trail by
So I'll
13.
probably end up with it, yeah. But I won't be buying it like day
Dragic
one
with
or
it, and
pre-ordering
it's
or
Knight
anything.
picking him up. Brown
I do
outside.
love the single player. I like the
Three-pointer.
Call of Duty games. There's a lot of haters out there
Detroit
that
takes possession.
only say things about the online. And I think the online is done really well. I just don't, I'm not the kind of guy that'll play the online and then
Pistons leading by
prestige over and
13.
over again. Like, I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the first one,
1:35 left here in the fourth quarter.
that was a bad shot. Shouldn't have done that.
Beasley with the
The
rebound.
first Modern Warfare I played
Suns
a
running
lot
out
of,
of time.
and I played online. Modern Warfare 2, I played a good amount online.
And that one's good.
And then Black Ops, I only played the single player.
10 points.
And then Modern Warfare 3, I only played the single player.
Piston shooting has been fun to watch in this
RTS
game.
games,
57%.
when Heart of the Swarm comes out for StarCraft 2, that's all.
Good. The assist that time from Knight.
I love
Knight's
StarCraft.
got 9 assists now tonight. Suns trail by 13. Rogic kicks to Skull.
I don't like a lot of the more recent RPGs. I have Mass Effect and stuff like that, but I don't usually like them as much. I might play some old JRPGs like PS2. I could hook my PS2 up.
On the wing, Stuckey. Stuckey gets a screen from Monroe. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
In volume, yeah. No, it's
Well, how about Rodney Stuckey? Seattle native, out of the University of Eastern Washington. Not exactly a basketball powerhouse, but he's a good one.
How's that?
Capable
Is that any
scorer,
better?
Can play either guard spot and has a great knack for drawing fouls and getting to the free throw line.
Free throw, good, Stuckey. And Steve, you mentioned Stuckey's knack for getting to the foul line. About a third of his points come at the stripe.
And you know, with his strength, Kevin, he's always looking for contact. He relishes it, and he's able to take the bump and play through contact effectively. And
Halo is one of my favorite series.
Here's what Detroit's going with
So
right now.
when Halo 4 comes out, I've actually convinced my wife to do this. We're going to be live streaming an all-nighter
in for Brandon Knight. And so
of Halo.
both of them.
So that'll be fun.
A lot of changes.
Just doing it for fun.
For the Pistons.
She loves Halo too.
New coach, but it seemed to me that they started to figure out a direction kind of halfway through the season. And I think their future is suddenly looking a lot brighter than it was a couple of years ago.
Here's Bynum.
There's my double-double.
The feed now to Bynum. Here's the Beast. Another shot.
Yeah.
Bynum with the assist.
Not much drama left in this one, guys.
No, it hasn't quite exactly been a nail-biter. I mean, it's going to be a great win for them, though.
He kicks it to Johnson. He passes to Telford. Knocks down the 3-ball. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And that'll wrap it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. Visit.
Did you pre-order it on the PS3 or Xbox? I'm still deciding which one I would end up getting it on. Like I said, I probably won't pre-order it, but my family always wants to buy me a video game or something. Call of Duty's always super easy for them to get me. I always really like it. Yeah, PS3. I'll probably pick it up on PS3.
You had 10 rebounds tonight. Did you make a concerted effort to contribute on the boards like that?
Talk about my blocks.
Is it just a natural part of your game?
It's a silly question. I don't want to say that.
I think it's a pretty important part of my game, actually. Getting us second chances or preventing the other team from getting them goes a long way toward us picking up the win. And that was evident tonight. I try to crash the boards whenever I can, so these are the kind of rebounding numbers I expect to put up on a regular basis.
I'll take that.